We did Impact Island because we wanted to talk about attitudes more than tools and methodologies. We think it's important to start with this question because when you really want to know about your impact, then you will find ways to do that.
Well, I think that we have a responsibility to undertake impact analysis, and often that gets translated as evaluation because it helps us make sure that we're using our resources in the right ways, and it makes us more effective at the end of the day, and it helps us with the golden rules of do no harm and the golden rules of making sure that you use your money in a way that impacts society quite positively for social change. We actually did a survey of 56 EFC members and found out that the range goes all the way from totally committed expert believers to people who are absolutely totally against doing evaluation because they intuitively know what works. And those attitudes came out very, very clearly in the session. It was a lot of fun to see people starting to argue with each other about how they felt about evaluations.
We also thought it might be helpful to get a group together to share their practices and see what works in which situation. There are a lot of practical tools, and maybe this is part of the problem, because there are so many that sometimes foundations feel a little bit lost to find exactly what they need.
The first thing that an evaluator will ask you is, what is it that you want to communicate? So you have to have some idea of your own, you have to own what you're going to evaluate at the end of the day. And if you can't answer the question of what do we want to communicate and build an evaluation schema from that question, that's really your first step.
There are so many different audiences to communicate your results to. You have your team, you have your financing partners, you have the public. So that was really a very, very good debate to find the specific ways to target these audiences. And I think this was part of the success of Impact Island, that we really had a chance to talk about it in more depth.